Hello everybody, welcome back to another edition of the TeSys Tera training. I'm your host, Leandro Mada, and in this video what we're gonna see is another starter type called Data Online that we have in the TeSys Tera. So let's go to the presentation. So what we're gonna do is to see one of the different starter types that we have in TeSys Tera. So we're gonna start with the Direct Online. Okay, so in order to use this Direct Online, we just need to open the TTM, go to the parameters, start function sections, then we just need to go to starter settings and select here the starter type. By default, we have the Direct Online. Okay, that basically this one we just need a start command and stop command, and then an output assigned to one of the outputs in order to close the contactor in order to run the motor. Okay, so that simple as that. So the idea is to use something like this. Okay, so you can see here I have the CT. In this case is the CT with the voltage also. So it could be this one. If we don't have the voltage, it would be this one. Okay, so we just have the measure of the voltage, the current through the holes. Okay, we have the contactor and then the protection, and then the motor. We have the possibility to measure the temperature using the PTC. And here we have like the main unit, this one, the TeSys Tera, which is the main unit. So on the main unit, we have the power supply to energize this. We have the possibility to have an external power supply or the one embedded on the main unit. Okay, to have the stop and the start button. Okay, this will stop and start the contactor that we have here, and the contactor will close and open the contactor that we have here for the motor. Okay, this is the auxiliary contact, the coil for the contactor. Okay, so here you can see that it seems that we have some predefined inputs and outputs already for this, and that is the easiest thing that we have. So based on this Direct Online starter type, then the system will assign some specific IOs to use. This is the logic behind. So here you can see that it's like a set reset for the output that we have here, this output condition. So based on this, we should be able to turn on and off the load. Okay, so the simplest one is the how we're going to make the selection. We can have HMI, DR, or comms. By default, if I know wrong, it's none of them. So it will have the default configuration, and then you can see the different conditions for a start command and a stop command. Based on this, it will activate the contactor. Okay, we have also inhibit functions and force start. We're going to talk about that later. Okay, this is going to be just simple for the Direct Online. Then we have different things that can cause the stop. Okay, of course, the stop signals and the different condition for the stop in order to reset the command to open the output that we have. And this output is the one that is connected directly to the coil of the contactor, TM1. Then what we have is some predefined configuration for the IOs. So the digital input 1 will be the start command. The digital input 2 is going to be the stop command. The output, the O3, is reserved for nothing. Okay, there is no need to use. And here is to change the selection. In case you have, for example, in this case, you have coming from the HMI or coming for digital input, you can make the swap using that one. But if you don't touch that, this part will be the default that you have already configured. Then we have by default the output 1 is the one that's going to activate the contactor, okay, the coil, the contactor, and then we have some alarm status and trip status by default in case we wanted to use it. Now in our software where we need to check this, so on the parameter list, this is for inputs and this one is for outputs. On the parameter list, we just have the starter and I/O settings. Here we have the possibility to select inputs and outputs and check which is the default. We are able to change this, of course, but this is just the easiest one. So what we're going to do is to try to download this to the TeSys Tera that I have next to me. So let's create a project. So let's create a new project, TeSys Tera. Next, I need to define the units that I have with me. In my case, I have an expansion module, but I'm not going to use it, so I'm going to remove it. Okay, just remove it. I don't have the camera to point the demo, but you need to trust me. So here, I need to check which one do I have. I got this one's correct, and this one is this. Okay, and this one is fine. So this is the actual configuration I have on my side. Then if you go to the parameter list, and I'm going to touch this part, only this, because it's a single phase. Here, starter settings, data online. Here, you have the possibility to select which one do you want. Okay, so I'm going to use DI in case I want to change it. This one I should be able to do it, make the change. And here we should be able to define from which source we're going to change this. It could be via communication for the embedded IOs or for the HMI. Okay, we are able to change this part. Or if we don't want, disable this part, and there is not going to change the different ports. Here you can see there is none selected for different starts, which is more related to this part of the slide. Okay. I just want to make these things simple. So we have this. Then if we go to the IO settings, here you can see the default start, stop, and this one is not, doesn't have anything. And this one has the mode selection, but we are not going to use it. So I should be able to change this to input source, none. Okay. And DO contactor and armor status trip is fine. So I can validate this. Yeah. Okay, so now I should be able to connect to the device. This is the address one. Yes. So what I'm going to do is to connect and store to device. Just want to store this configuration to the unit. Unfortunately, I cannot show you how everything looks like, but I will show you on the diagnostics and the dashboard how everything, when the input is activated or not, what's going to do. So don't worry. So we need to send this configuration to TeSys Tera. Yes, it's fine. Synchronizing the data. Here you can see the dashboard. Connection lost. Okay, let me chance. Now what I'm going to do is to log from the device. Should have the same one. Seems to be booting up the TeSys. Okay. So let's see the connection. So, okay, so I have downloaded the configuration, don't panic. Usually I should probably wait for a few more seconds until this one just boots up. Yeah, I dropped the things. So I believe now we should be able to connect. No. Going to make the connection now. Scan. Okay, I'm going to make a direct connection. Okay, so scan. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is to connect to a device, load from the device. I should be able to have the latest one, the same I had before, in theory. Okay. Okay, so here you can see I have this configuration, and this configuration is fine. You see it's synchronized. The starter has this one. The selection is not selected. So what I'm going to do now is to go to the monitoring, IO status. So the output tree is because it's in alarm. Not sure why, but I'm going to touch the button reset. Okay, and then send the run signal, and it doesn't do anything. So let's check the alarms. Under voltage. So we have under voltage. So protection, voltage protection, voltage strip, alarm level. So I will put this to 95 and this one to 90. Okay, diagnostics under voltage strip. So I'm going to touch the front button reset. That should be already. Still there. And I believe the issue is that the nominal voltage. So we have this one, yeah. Okay, and the voltage, this one should be off. There we go, much better now. Forgot to change that one. Okay, so now diagnostics over voltage. Voltage. Should be able to change Or maybe the issue is that should put it to 20, to 30. Then I'm going to touch this. There we go. No fault. Okay. Okay, so I got this now working fine. No issues at all. Okay, so I had to know the configuration. Now I should be able to show you. No output 343 all around. So now if I touch the start button, hopefully you should be able to see something. Okay, the output one is working. The contactor output, which would be the contactor output, is there working fine. Now there's an alarm. Diagnostics. Lock rotor. Okay. So motor protection, lock rotor. I'm going to save this. Okay. That's the thing that you need to adjust. But this is just for show you the. I'm going to reset it. Okay, now I'm going to make it run again. Run. It's running. Okay, this is the configuration itself. Then I'm going to stop it. Okay, and just stop. Okay, this is just to show you this configuration for the direct online. Okay, so I'm testing this TeSys Tera. Okay, so this is not probably the latest firmware, probably now the latest TTM, but this is just to show you the direct online. So I made the download. Just need to wait a few seconds until it just boots up or have the new configuration on it. That's why you saw that period of time where I wasn't able to connect. Then you just need to check the different protections that you have and make the right configuration for the motor that you are using. Okay, as you saw in my case, I haven't defined this part, so of course there's going to be some troubles. And maybe this one should also check this, but you saw that it's very straightforward. Once you know the right configuration for the motor, the protection you need to have, and the IOs that you're going to use. Okay, that's everything on the manual, so everything is there. So this is how you can make the direct online using the TeSys Tera. You saw it's very simple. So yeah, that's it, and then we will cover the different startup types during this training. So thank you very much for watching this video, and see you on the next one.